Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We just got a brand new episode of the Call of Duty podcast that drops completely out of the blue, and in it they actually detailed several pretty interesting things, some of which is relevant to Black Ops 6 and Warzone right now. They actually responded to some of the large issues persisting here in Call of Duty right now post Season 4. They also addressed some pretty important things with Black Ops 7 as well. In general, the podcast itself was like an hour long. Most of this information stems from their little like Q&A and seasonal preview towards the end of it. The bulk of it is focused around motion capture and hidden like Easter eggs in the Black Ops reveal trailer. If you're interested in that stuff, the pod is there. I'd recommend checking it out. But of course, what we're focused on is the here and now, then a little bit of the what's to come with Black Ops 7 as well. So they did initially preview a little bit about Season 4 Reloaded coming up here. They didn't give us an exact date though, which is still weird because we've had all these delays. They've yet to confirm if it's happening on the 26th or the 3rd or maybe even beyond that because of everything going on with all the random pushbacks for things that we've discussed in a video earlier today actually. But even though we don't know when Season 4 Reloaded is going to be happening, they did mention that a brand new Mastery Camo reward is going to be coming in a new event that comes alongside the mid-season update. They didn't get into really any more specifics than that. They just said there's a Mastery Camo reward in an upcoming event. If you own Black Cell, there's an additional camo reward as well. So they are starting to hear the feedback that we want more valuable rewards in the game. Camos being one of them. MW3 really set the bar with that, and Black Ops 6 has not met that expectation, has not risen the bar higher. They haven't even gotten to the bar really. So that it's good news there that they have heard that feedback, and hopefully that becomes more of a trend as time goes on. They also mentioned that the SND contract, then also the hand cannon are going to be coming to general Warzone as just like global features here, so you could use those. Loud thunder outside. You could use those as just general, things in any game mode. It's not going to be specific to Plunder or specific to Clash or whatever, right? Those will be more universal updates there. They also detailed a little bit about zombies here. Obviously, we have some updates coming with the Reloaded update in terms of gameplay stuff. They did mention some more expansive grief updates were coming, but they did officially confirm that the Black Ops 6 season finale for the maps in the storyline, the final Black Ops 6 Zombies map, is coming with Season 5. So we do have that to look out for. That should be happening presumably in early August based on the Battle Pass countdown timer that we've got going on right now. Then we get into some of the more important things, some big things responding to the mess that is the game right now post Season 4, and some pretty big things with Black Ops 7 as well. So they do say their official response here, they got asked, or they featured a question from their Q&A portion, what was going on at Season 4 launch? Why were there so many bugs and glitches? And they basically said, yes, we play the game as well. We see the bugs and glitches. We're not happy with it either. They say since Season 4 launched, we've been focused on patching and fixing all of these issues from launch. That was sort of like their very much so PR, very broad statement, doesn't really get into any specifics. Like, yes, obviously we're going to focus on fixing the things that broke. But then this, I think, is something to take away from this pod. They said, we have made pretty big changes to deliver a smoother experience with seasonal updates moving forward. And that is what I'd have to imagine the cause for the various delays that we've already seen in Season 4. The Rivals event being delayed, the Ballerina event being extended, Season 5 being pushed back by an additional 2 weeks. Hopefully that is all a result of them making these big changes to their updates. Fundamentally, physically with the updates themselves, so they don't break the game every single time a major one occurs. They didn't say it specifically, but you kind of get the vibe in that response that they are well aware that there's the connotation of, oh, big update, big problems. And that's just the Call of Duty way, right? And that's a terrible connotation to have, and that's a terrible association to have. But hopefully their word, ends up coming to fruition. But as of right now, it's just words, and actions speak louder than those. So we're going to have to see what actually comes of that when these larger updates do happen. When Season 4 Reloaded happens, that'll be the first example. Okay, you said you were going to take steps to make this a smoother update experience. If Season 4 comes and breaks the game, then obviously we're right back at square one. Nothing's changed. But if it does actually take a step forward and it is a smoother update, well, it's like, okay, can you make this a trend now? Can you do it again with Season 5, Season 5 Reloaded, so on and so forth? But they have officially responded to the mess that is gameplay right now. They also talked a little bit about Black Ops 7 and detailed some very specific things that answer a lot of questions and maybe some concerns about BO7 as well. They did specifically confirm that the section at the end of the Black Ops 7 reveal trailer showing wingsuits and players diving into Avalon is in fact the co-op campaign taking place on Avalon. So no, this is not Warzone. This is not Blackout. This is, in fact, the campaign gameplay. Wingsuits are a part of that, and it is taking place, at least partially, on Avalon. So we do have that officially confirmed there. They also directly addressed Black Ops 7 movement. They stated, this game takes place quite some time before Black Ops 3 in advanced movement. It's just after Black Ops 2, so there is some future tech, but it's not crazy. And because of that, the movement in Black Ops 7 is not going to feature wall running, and it's not going to feature jetpacks. It will, however, feature upgrades to Omni movement and enhancements to Omni movement. But for those of you worried about this being another Black Ops 3 Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare style game, it doesn't appear to be that. No wall running, no jetpacks. With this though, there are still game files directly referencing wall jumping and wall diving, a sort of parkour-esque movement. And I sort of talked about this directly when we covered these leaks the other day. I was like, okay, if they're specifically defining wall jumping and wall diving, does this mean that maybe we won't be able to run? We'll just be able to use walls as a maneuver? You can angle yourself to a wall and jump off of it or dive off of it as a movement mechanic, so it really feels more like you're doing parkour on a map than you are running across the wall. That seems to potentially be the case based off the leaks that we now have with those specific strings in the files and the confirmation that wall running and jetpacks are not going to be a thing. So some pretty surprising details just being revealed completely out of the blue from this COD Pod episode. It's always nice when we do actually see a response of some kind to major issues going on in game, and it's just very coincidentally timed up. I promise I didn't plan it like this. I had no idea this COD Pod was coming today, but we just talked about this in our first video today about how they've been completely silent with so many significant issues going on in game, with Season 4 breaking so many things and the game feeling so out of sync and out of whack right now. And then we get a confirmation today that they're working behind the scenes to ensure this doesn't continue to happen, and they're working on fixing a lot of these things and have been pushing out updates for some of these things so far, although some of them haven't met the full extent of fixing things for everyone so far, but that should be coming here soon. And then whenever Season 4 Reloaded does drop, that'll be our first taste of, okay, did these things you said you worked on actually play an impact, actually have an impact on these major updates. So we'll have to stay on the lookout for that. They mentioned more Black Ops 7 reveals and announcements were inbound as we get further on into summer. So we've got a lot to look out for. Of course, if you guys want to make sure you are always in the know for everything going on in Call of Duty, no better place than right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out would be seriously appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.